Hello and welcome to The Wireless. I am Amila Skepe, and today I get the opportunity to speak to Christy Strever. Some may know her as the food selfie queen, but she's way more than that. She is a creative and a photographer that has an eye for all the good things in the world, which she captures through her camera, but also through her heart. Christy, hello and welcome to The Wireless. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm cold. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh,
We are
thank you for having
delighted to
me.
have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alrighty, it's only a pleasure. So now let's get to the serious business of the day. So looking at your social media platforms and Instagram in particular, you go by the name Food Selfie Queen for a reason because your photographical creativity and how you capture it is what is very inspiring. And what was the inspiration behind the concept of taking food to a whole new level?
So I was actually, thank you for all of your compliments.
You're welcome.
I was actually going through, and I think this happens to most artists when we're going through a very hard time and a very almost traumatic time, I suppose. You reach a
Yes.
whole new level of creativity.
Mm.
And I was just feeling so down. And I thought, no, I was going through Pinterest because I get inspiration from Pinterest. And I was going through Pinterest and I saw this lady on the beach with a pineapple on her head. And she just looked so happy. And the picture just was just amazing. So I went and bought a pineapple. I just put like this sheet behind me and
Yeah.
set up my tripod picture with the pineapple on my head. And I I just felt so good. And I just raided my
Oh.
fridge. Cucumber, apples, cherries, whatever I could find, I was going to be photographing. And I didn't have body paint. I didn't really have experience with makeup. It was very basic. So I was using watercolor paints to paint my face,
Oh.
especially, the Nachi and everything. And then when it started taking off and I was getting better and better, then I got proper Crayolan, proper paint, and it just my selfies just took a whole new level where I was adding props, and
Mm.
Gordon Ramsay started following me when I had like 500 followers.
Hectic.
I was like, because I used to be a chef, so I couldn't speak for like 15 minutes. I was so excited. Yeah, and that's how the food selfies took off, and they really did take off. I mean, people love them, I suppose, because they're so different.
Yeah. And yeah, you're definitely taking food to a whole new level. And I had a very curious question in my head where is it really difficult to take it to a restaurant? Because you find you see that, you know what, I might as well take a
No,
picture with this.
you know where it's difficult? It's
Yeah.
when I go grocery shopping. That's where I'm just like, if I see something, I'm like, oh, I've got to get a picture with that. So I I haven't done food selfies for a while. I did
Uh-huh.
kind of stop because you can only take so I did like 240 food selfies,
Yo.
and then I started to take a break, and then
Mm-hmm.
I was doing different selfies. But the food selfies, now if I do a food selfie, it's not very often.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I really did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it.
I had a lot of fun scrolling through your through your through your Instagram,
Good.
and also now you look very beautiful in your short hair. I have to
Uh,
say, um,
my
uh,
buzz cut.
pardon.
My buzz cut.
Oh, okay. So, speaking of that, you're engaging in a powerful gesture by shaving your head for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. What motivated you to start and support this very delicate initiative?
So we've got there's two children in our family and family friends
Mm-hmm.
who were diagnosed with leukemia. One of them, Bella, was diagnosed at 3, and Tyler
Mm.
was diagnosed at 5. And just to see how it impacts the children, the parents, like just it's very like stress. It's very stressful for the parents, and
Yeah.
financially you worry about your child, and to see your child in pain,
Mm.
you can just see the stress that it was on the parents, and it really like broke my heart just to see what they were going through.
Yeah.
And my aunt, who I was very close to, passed away from cancer. So
Oh.
it yeah, it is a everyone who I speak to knows someone who has passed or who has had cancer.
Mm.
And So for the children, with Cupcakes of Hope, they are supporting families in need who don't have that financial support or just any kind of support in general. And their main, how they started was baking cupcakes and selling the cupcakes, and then the funds from those will go to the families, whoever needs it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, the best way to raise money and to raise awareness was to do something bold, because that's the best way
Oh,
to get it out there. So
yeah.
I thought, let me this is the third time I've shaved my head, second time for a charitable cause.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, no, I'm going to do a selfie build up with my hair. So I took all sorts of pictures with my hair and showcasing it to get the build up. And then obviously the big day of the shave. Um, and I mean, we've raised, I'm pretty sure it's over 60,000 Rand at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, so and we had the events this past Saturday, and just at
Uh-huh.
the event we raised 7,500 Rand. Thanks to we had amazing sponsors for prizes, and then people would get raffles, and all the
Mm-hmm.
money for the raffles and the cupcakes also went towards the campaign. Um, and we had, because Plets, the community really came together, and there's a restaurant, Moss and Maple, they're having this Heritage Day braai, and
Mm-hmm.
they said all the proceeds of the tickets to that braai is going to go towards the campaign as well. So the
Nice.
community has really come together. Yeah.
Very nice. Now, it's time for a shameless plug for the kids. We do have until the 28th of September to raise funds and add on to the
Yes.
60K. How can people get involved or donate?
So it's actually until the end of September. On the 28th of September, Cupcakes of Hope are having their National Cupcake Baking Day. So if
Mm-hmm.
people want to get involved and they love baking, then they can become a Cupcakes of Hope baking angel.
Oh.
Yeah, and then that's how they can get involved. For me, my campaign, it's most probably better to just donate directly to Cupcakes of Hope and use my name as a reference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Christy Strever, and then at least they know where the funds are going. For some reason, it's very difficult to find my campaign on BackaBuddy without the link.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but yeah, if they can just donate straight to Cupcakes of Hope. Yeah, it would
Okay.
be greatly, greatly appreciated.
Lovely, lovely stuff. Now, on to our next question. Do you find that people
Yes.
tend to often emulate your work, and how does that make you feel?
You know, I think for my food selfies, if we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about those in
Yes.
particular, I almost encourage people to try and do them, because for with my food selfies, it's just me doing the makeup, doing the picture, doing the
Yeah.
editing, and sometimes I feel like I need a team. So there was a school
Mm.
in Italy, a design school, and they had to choose someone to do a project on and take their pictures and speak about them, and they chose me.
Oh,
So they contacted me and they asked for my permission to recreate two of the images. And one of the
lovely.
pictures they chose, actually, they chose two very difficult ones. And they had a team of, I think, eight to 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I was so excited because I was like, I'd love to see now with a team. Do you mind if I put my beanie on? I'm absolutely
It's
freezing.
okay.
Sorry.
It's
I'm,
okay.
I'm so cold. I'm still adjusting to, and it's cold in plates at the moment. That's much better. Thank you. Um, and they recreated it was a green beans and a popcorn picture. So no, you
Oh.
know what? You can't stop people recreating your work. I mean, I've
Mm.
looked at other artists' work and recreated it with my own twist. It's gonna happen, as long as you credit the artist,
Yes.
then that's fine. But very few people have tried to recreate my food selfies. Yeah.
It's the originality of it that makes it difficult, and kudos to you for that. And so
Thank
now
you.
you're welcome. Given your willingness to travel for shoots, what has been one of your most memorable locations to work in, and why?
Oh. So I've had the honor of going to the French Riviera for seven
Oh,
days, and I it was for a corporate shoot. So we went on a boat. It was this like yacht slash. It could take 100 people, so it was quite a big sailing boat,
uh
and
huh.
we just went along the French Riviera, and all I had to do was photograph everyone on the boat, and then when we got to each town, just take pictures in each town or just explore really.
Oh,
And we went to France and Spain. We ended up in Spain, and it was just I have no words. It was absolutely amazing.
That
Yeah,
must have been an experience because wow.
it was wow, for
Yeah,
sure.
I can only imagine. And now our last question before we conclude our conversation, Christy. What else can we look forward to in the near future from Christy as well as a brand from you as a brand and you as an individual?
So I would love to have more exhibitions of I've
Mm.
done a lot of creative portraits, not just with myself, but with models and even collaborating with other artists. And there's just so many of them that I want to share for the option for people to buy, even the food selfies. I'd love to do a food selfie coffee table book.
Oh.
I just want to really get my work out there. And yeah, I just want to have my artwork on people's walls. That's that would be amazing.
Okay, that's exciting. Listen, Christy, thank you so much for joining us. We
Thank
really
you so much.
appreciate you coming and having a very very interesting conversation with us through your art. Your art is amazing, and the initiative is also amazing. It is beautiful. So please do keep at it.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed this. Thank
Oh,
you.
it's only a pleasure. Thank you once again. So that was Christy Strever, a photographer, creative, and the woman of many works, including it being in support of a cancer-free initiative and for kids. So if you want to support, please do go and check out the website titled Cupcakes for Kids, and that way you can be able to support the initiative. And that's it from my side. I am Amila Skepe, and thank you so much for being a part of this episode. And I am proudly for the wireless.